So, hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Yoruus speaking and welcome to Play by Email 6, turn 73. So I don't have the turn yet, but as I said, I want to redo the comments from turn 71. So let's get the show started. So how about from the newest? There we go. Okay, this one I can probably skip. Yeah, this is from Nick. Thank you very much, Nick. I had to dash to work today. Alright, okay, cool. Fearsome Warrior of Darkness. Has video quality become better or am I just seeing things? Well, actually, surprisingly, I didn't notice that because I did not check it. Bring up the map. Yeah, I could potentially bring up the map. Give me a second. How do I do that? Bring up the map from Mr. Gentelmen. I should be able to do that. There we go. Should be able to do that. Download. Download. Copy. There we go. And we need to add, what do we need to add? We need to add photo. We need to add photo and documents here, here, here. Okay. And just edit it a little bit maybe. Edit the scene. Somewhat around like here. Okay, there you go. The map is here. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the comments now. So about the video quality, well, actually I uploaded those two recent turns without editing them, and I think I will keep doing that because I just don't have time to actually edit those. If I'm gonna get up to speed with all the play-by emails, I will just upload them. So it turns out that the video quality that I record with is much higher than the quality I get after adding the intro to the particular videos. So I would say that like I will no longer edit the particular videos. Even maybe for free-for-alls, I will just stick to the introduction without all the flashing introduction, all that stuff, because I do not own a professional editing program. I'm just using Movie Maker, and it seems like Movie Maker actually saves the files in worse quality than the actual recording, which is horrible. And I guess it's just like seen right now on those turns that I uploaded without actually editing. So yeah, and there we go. Plant before the citrus, otherwise he will plant to not let you get it. He might be watching your games. I doubt he's watching my games. We talked a lot with Mr. Itkovian about that, and we planted as I said, which is seen on turn 72. I planted below the citrus to block him off, and I'm moving the units to actually block any movement if he wants to get the city past sort of my line right of the defense. Mr. Franks, Yoruus, please make an announcement in this series when you'll be ready to start a play-by-mail game with the subscribers, viewers. I'm in. Yep, I think Nick volunteered to get the play-by-emails going. So I imagine you're gonna think about starting a play-by-email viewer subscriber game soon. It's definitely gonna get an announcement. So Nick, you gotta write down the volunteers for the game, so we'll not miss anybody who actually volunteers right now for a play-by-email game. Do you hear me, Nick? Do you hear me, Nick? Alright, Mr. Philip Gob Callow. As for me, there is no need to declare war with Persia by taking his settler until we wouldn't know at least about the relations with Germany and Byzantines. You don't know what is going on the west at all. Well, I do know what's going on the west. I kind of, the map is right now as the background. So so I know what's going on. Supposedly Persia has an alliance with supposedly, Kitty, don't bite me. Supposedly Persia has the alliance with Carthage, sort of. They agreed on peace times, which sounds really idiotic to me from Carthage perspective, because his cities are on flat lands and Persian cities are already on mountains as defensive spots, much better hammers. So I believe at some point Persia will just backstab Carthage. And from what I can tell, I mean, like, Mr. Persia wanted me to not settle the city as I wanted, so he wanted me to bully me somewhat by rationalizing his intent that those cities are closer to him than to my capital, which is nonsense as usual. I am there first, and so I wanted to be there first. Well, I was there first, so I planted the city first. And he did not say that if I will plant, he will declare war on me. But he said we'll be unfriendly, and he threatened me that he will make an alliance with Byzantines to later take me out. But from what I can tell from Byzantines, Mr. Gentelmen turns out to be a reliable ally right now, and the deals he's proposing are very interesting. Look via the play-by email 2, for example. So I think we can make something work out with Mr. Gentelmen, and I think that Persia will be in a much worse situation than we'll be, unless they will, like, bluntly scrap those deals that we made and just attack me and backstab me at some point, which is always a risk, but I think it's the risk worth taking. Okay, so the rest is about Byzantine and Germany. So so I guess that I covered that one. Talking about war between Byzantines and Germany, as for me, you must not give Byzantines to win in this war in any cost. What if he win? You will be surrounded by two neighbors, one of who will pick up you as next victim for sure, never mind who, Persian or Byzantines. Another will take neutral position in a best case, in worst will help to destroy you. So I think you must be honest in this situation and help Germany to defend. Well, yes and not. No, well, first of all, I'm not in any real position to help Germany defend. I have basically no units that can get there fast. Byzantine army composes of chariot archers. The chariot archers that are like already at his capital or will be there at in one turn. What Gentelmen did said that he already scouted Hamburg, and there's like an archer and a worker there in that city, and he does not see anything, any units whatsoever in front of Hamburg. So we are in no real position to help Germany in any way, shape or form at the moment. The only help that we can provide right now is not declaring war, and the beauty of the situation is actually Mr. Gentelmen said to us that I should not declare war on Germany just yet. So that kind of suits me pretty well. And on top of that, from what I can tell, they didn't really, Germany and Byzantines didn't really make a deal that they will have peace. They only negotiated the city plans at the start of the game. And with me, the situation is a little bit different, because we have written guarantee theoretically. Again, we have a deal again that he will not attack me. More importantly, he will actually support me in the war versus Persia by giving me gold to upgrade into composites if we're going to desperately need that. So because he wants to echo up, which is kind of good decision. It's a 12-player game. If he will be able to take Germany's capital, he wants to echo up, and we already have all the cities that we need for this game. We don't need to acquire any cities at the moment. We don't need to go to any early war at the moment. We need time to echo up, and Byzantine player also wants to echo up after this early war to be relevant to the rest, to the other players that did not go to war. So I buy it. I buy it. It's reasonable. It's reasonable. Does not mean that I will not build archers and I will not try to get to compose as soon as possible for defense. But I buy this idea, and sort of I think this works the best for us, that Byzantine is in early war right now versus Germany. The best situation would be if they would stalemate in the war and he will actually not be able to take Germany's capital. Then we have only one front to worry about right now, which is Persia. That would be like the best case scenario, because we have good relationships with Germany and Byzantines at the moment. Both of those players said that they will be peaceful with us later on, and that they will help us versus Persia if they will be successful at their war. So if Germany will be successful at defending, we can support them with gold, luxuries, and stuff like that. Obviously, we can't declare war right now against Byzantines because of the deal at hand, but we can support them in an economic way, which should be more than enough if he's able to defend his capital. He might lose Hamburg, but he will definitely not lose his capital if he's going to defend against this initial push, because he's got tons of hammers. And then we will have only Persia to worry about because of the stalemate war in the south. And that's a beautiful case scenario. If Byzantines will take Germany, it's a little bit worse, but we still have a deal that he will not attack us because he wants to echo up, and he will aid us in our effort against Persia, which is also quite reasonable from his perspective, because he does not want to get into another war early on right now. He wants to echo up. So it also sounds quite reasonable, and it's pretty good for us. So the only real enemy right now that we need to worry about is Persia. But in my mind, I don't believe that Persia will not eat Carthage first. I haven't met that player. I need to meet him. From what I can see right now, he's got two cities with horrible hammers, and with on flatland. Those cities are just screaming, take me now. So yeah, that's my opinion on the geopolitical situation right now at the moment. Alright, next comment. No lazy, there will be no free for all tonight. Yeah, I hope so too. Somewhere inside me, I hope that Germany will not fall to Byzantines. If he's attacking with chariot archers into that, and Germany will be able to get a streamline of units and pick on those units, then that would be awesome. Alright, Johannes Hovland. Alright, Nick. Johannes, it seems unlikely with that GPT, but check if Persia is in Golden Age. If you can tree move and settler might change things. Well, we already seen that turn 72 he's not in the Golden Age. If he would be in a Golden Age, no, if he would be in a Golden Age, he still wouldn't plant the city because he went to the hill. So we got that city already. Do I have an idea what guides I'll make and when you'll make them? No, I honestly do not have an idea what possible guides you guys would like to see me do, and when I will actually make them. So if we're gonna get a good proposition for a guide, if we get a good proposition about a guide that I can do like on the weekdays while streaming, then I'm happy to do so, but we need to get a proposition about that. Oh wow, I'm losing voice today. Alright, I assume this is who's from Kaletsky channel. Alright. Sidri, oh my god, I think Yoruus forgot that you are playing tradition. No extra cities, please. It just downgrades your echo. If Persian come next hill, you should settle under the citrus. Done. If he didn't go there, then cross the river and settle on marsh right of citrus. Don't afraid 28k army. It's so small and not really enough to take cities with minimum defense. He have immortals which provides great demographics, but in fact there are 2 tree mortals and 2 tree archers. The same situation in Byzantine. 3 catapraph and 3 archers can't crush Germany. You can give any free looks to Germany and it will be enough. I absolutely agree with this comment, but we still need to get at least a little bit of troops on the Persian side. Okay, the awesome pooper. Awesome pooper. I still think it's worth to capture the settler. I think you can go full defensive with units after that without sacrificing your economy too much compared to the others. Don't forget you went for tradition, so your early game will be stronger overall even with this economic stagnation. Well, the settler was protected, so no chance to snatch it, but we got the city done, and I'm gonna block him off from settling anywhere inside my land, because I do want to eventually get the city on the iron for another frontal city on that side. Okay. Bossepus N. He might move his unprotected settler in range of your scout, picking him off. Let us hold our thumbs that he does well. He did not. He actually did have a warrior there, so the settler was protected. Nick, so much madness. First point, see how important scouts with vision are. Remember to build scouts as well as archers so we can get more vision scouts. It'd be nice to have at least 4. Yes, sir. This German Diplo stuff is beyond my pay grade. I'm going to have to trust you to work some magic. It's crazy this Game of Thrones stuff has all started so early. Yep, magic is getting done. That's a good point, Frugo. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. We could ask Mr. Dell for a map. As to Persia, this is the biggest moment in the game thus far. I strongly urge you to consider the question of balance. All-out war with Persia versus 60 turns of Echo while Byzantines and Germany fight. I pick on 60 turns of Echo. And Persian player did not say he's gonna go to war if I'm gonna block his settlement spot. Because I imagine he would like to Echo up a little bit as well, so... we might be a little bit aggressive on him, well, when in terms of diplomacy, and we shall see how that will turn out, especially with what Byzantine said to us. My own view is to take the time to echo our 6 tradition. Myra will grow and dominate these other guys. Trust in it. Let Persia plant something west away from us and see if we can give him silver and delay war for 60 turns. 60 turns of peace will make us a giant compared to Persia and Byzantines, and I really like to be able to build stables and libraries and get our huge tradition capital. Yes, me too. Diplo is your call, of course, but my advice is to delay opening war at all costs. We're trying to be 12 players, not just the 3 around us. Yes, Nick, I agree. Yeah, hopefully. But I need to meet Cottage. I desperately need to meet Cottage. Frugo Fruit. Well, that escalated quickly. Damn, this game is so good and it just keeps getting better. Thank you. Hopefully it's gonna be even better, Frugo Fruit. Before I start, please no need to read all of this to people. I'm just sharing some ideas, so maybe only read those that have any merit in European. Well, since I did not have a chance to read any of the comments, I will read all of this, Frugo. I will read all of this. So first, talking to Persia about what? We are on the collision course either way, whether we snatch his settler or not. He wants the citrus and our cities would be 3 tiles from each other. That means, of course, that I support taking it if we have the option to attack. He will need a forward city, so taking his settler will slow him down quite a bit. And in the end, our superior land and cumulative strategy genius shall prevail. Well, unfortunately, the settler was unprotected. Unfortunately, it was not protected. It is protected, so I can't snatch it. Shouldn't we get at least 1 archer to the Persian border? Already in the making. Maybe switch granary in Milky Way. I mean, economy is nice, but we don't want to end up with Germany-like problems. Where I'm gonna make the... I'm making the archer in the Gulchitaya city, and the Kimono city will crank out an archer as well. So I can also send that archer to the Persian border first. And then after granary I can pick on another archer to farm the barb camp a little bit quicker in Kimono as well. The city. I support Yoruus in the placement of the new city on the bison and later maybe adding 1 for the marble. This has several advantages. First of all, it will be few turns faster. Moreover, the iron spot can be shot from 2 forest hills, which will have enormous defensive bonuses for Persian units. Lastly, Byzant is much closer and the path to it doesn't go through a barb camp, which makes it easier to reinforce. Well, I planted next to the citrus because I don't want to have a city 3 tiles from my city, and I don't want to see the block off the settlement of Marble City, so I kind of needed to plant beyond, right below the citrus basically, to secure the North Passage, because I want to fit another city there on the iron to snatch the marble. I kind of need that city as well. Part B. Germany Byzantines. The archer plan a la Game of Thrones sounds really interesting and would create material for some godly chronicle posts. As far as actual combat usefulness is not really much, especially if the camp spawns 2 more units that starts hitting your archers from the back. Exactly, I know. I think in the current situation, we don't even have an option to get the archers to shoot Hamburg, but the Byzantines said that we do not need to declare war at the moment, so we shall not declare war and still crank out units to get some units and to farm barb camps more efficiently. Technology, I don't know what to do, but some points for you to consider. We want to assist Germany, but with what? Our archers are mostly locked because of the Persian warrior and the barb camp, so what's left is gold, but that would mean we will have no gold for upgrading the composite, so might as well start producing horsemen. Well, yes, I want horsemen because of the extra movement, and actually Dell said that he does not really need gold because he is nowhere close to composite tech, so gold also will not be useful for him, so kinda it's a win-win scenario for us. We keep the goal, we keep good relationships, and all is cool on the diplomatic side for us. They just fight and we're just gonna look at it, being allied with both of them at the same time, which is just great. For war we will need production, so stables would be really nice, although I don't know if we would even have time for them, although that seems to be eons from now given the circumstances. Well, I don't believe anybody's like Persia's gonna attack into us, so I think stables is like the most important stuff in the cities that need stables, and getting cargo shipped to my capital and cranking out additional workers is like a top priority, while spamming archers in the cities that do not need infrastructure that badly. For example, like the Gem City or Kimono, after the granary, they can spam archers, but the priority is to get stables in Milky Way Bar, and the priority is to get the cargo ships to my capital as soon as possible, so our capital will turn out into a beast relatively soon. Okay. Point 3. Allying with Chaiman is out of the question, Imo. However, that does not necessarily mean we have to betray him ourselves. Apart from compromising your reputation for future games, this will probably turn him hostile for the rest of the game. That makes 2 hostile neighbors, which is not nice. On the other hand, if he defeats Germany, we will be in a very bad position anyway, if what you say about those guys is true. Moreover, earning Dell's alliance would be very nice. My advice, talk to Dell, what does he expect? Maybe giving gold will be enough for him and win his friendship without angering Chaiman too badly. Will Chaiman know? If Dell moves before him and immediately spends the cash, I imagine he might miss it, but of course there is always risk. Well, I already said that. Byzantines, we have a deal. With Germany, we have a deal. Byzantines do not want us to declare war on Germany. Germany does not want our gold. So, I don't know what kind of support he does expect, but for now, from what I have talked to them, they are satisfied with my attitude. Yeah, I've got the water in here. They are satisfied with the attitude I do have for them, so all is good. Part C, side notes. What does alliance until the end of the game mean? He has to attack you at some point. Well, I do believe that the alliance means that we race to space. Similar situation that I do have in the Play by ML3, the cottage game. We do not fight versus each other, we fight against anybody else, and we race to space basically. For example, on Play by ML3, Mr. Dell is going for stealth bombers, right? And we're going for bomb shelters into just defensive unit, fleet, and hoping that we can buy parts at some point of the game. Maybe. Yeah, for now, no race to space. This is domination. No race to space here. So, yeah, I guess it just gives away if he's gonna survive and decides that the system we gave him is enough, then I don't know. But if he's gonna survive and keep the war with Byzantines, it's a win-win scenario. Because what's he's gonna do? He's gonna attack us, and Byzantine's gonna attack him again. Will this stalemate into war? That's excellent. If he's gonna finally cross Byzantines, we're already gonna get crossbows and samurais, because they will be fighting instead of echoing up. So win-win, in my opinion. Win-win. Are we still going for the triremes cargo ships at Essera? Yes, I strongly think that's a top priority. Get the trireme, protect the cargo ship to my capital. That's top priority. Our capital needs to grow badly. I'm like very badly. It just needs to grow. Okay. Next one, looking back, the marble buy from Germany was so greedy and silly. Ah, no problem, you can keep the marble. We're gonna get marble ourselves eventually, so no props there. What can you even do with the worker in kimono? Since there is a Persian warrior roaming around, it's not really safe. Well, I doubt that he's gonna try to steal anything. I lost the track of the warrior, but at the same time the silver is a pretty good defensive spot, and I don't believe that if I step on the silver and get the city there, that he will be able to snatch it before I can back off the worker, so it shouldn't be a problem. And next stop. Alright, the response, Nick, my thoughts are that until we have our 10 pop capital and RNC, we're more vulnerable to war than others. If Persia wants to suicide immortals from his two big cities, we have to devote our entire economy to pumping out archers and raise the composites. If we wait, if we give him this settler and we get him to delay war for 60 turns, we will be 3 times larger than we are now and can beat him easily. A settler from a Liberty player is like 5 turns of production, hardly much of a price. Yeah, exactly, I do agree on that, but the settler is anyways protected, so no discussion on that part. By the way, turn... yeah, alright. So, turn 72 comments. Frugo, do you know anything about the cottage player? He is our natural ally, scout ASAP. Yes, gonna try to scout ASAP. ASAP. I like your cautions attitude towards Persia. I don't trust him at all. Good idea to start with the archer in the new city. Thank you. I would still rather help Germany than Byzantines. However, whatever we do, it is important to be on the winning side. So if we can't save Germany, just ditch him. Yeah, an answer from Nick that Mr. Gentelmen sent us a map. That's huge. That's huge that he sent us the map. It's really so important to have the map there and the knowledge what's going on. It's really, really important. Alright, the map is like receiving 500G. It's fantastic info. Persia is so fucked and he knows it. Persia can't send an army towards us right now with Kachi just 6 tiles from his capital. Frankly, there is very low threat from Persia until he builds a long road network. I think Gentelmen really liked our Diplo proposal 25 turns ago and took it too hard. A bit stunned that he went so early, but I think Gentelmen likes the idea of a long game alliance and that is good. I think so too. 5th city name, Gulchetaya. Exactly. 5th city archer should actually help with Kizil camp, so that is good. But then a monument. There are 2 cows and iron in the 3rd ring and sheep, horses and stone in the 2nd ring. And we're saving gold for composite. Yes. Yes. Yes, Mr. Nick. That's absolutely good shout. Okay, let's see. Do I have the Fallout turn? I do. So, let's download it. And let's launch it. And see what's cooking. Saves. 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 Let's go. And see what's going on. And let's see what's going on in this particular turn. Choo choo choo. Yeah, my voice is like I was on the smelting factory. This is, I think, the proper translation on delegation today, and I definitely inhaled too much gases with sulfuric dioxide. It's, yeah, sulfuric dioxide. So I still did not recover from that a little bit. So I have trouble actually with talking today. Too much coughing. All right. Yeah, Nick, hopefully wear a mask. Yes, I had a mask. Alright. Ah, god damn you, stupid trireme. 2 triremes, that's unfortunate. So he's backing off. He's backing off in a very, very strange way. He's backing off in a very... terrible. Terrible conditions, blah blah blah. Alright. Do I recommend early Warmonger Maya? Not really. Not really. Not strange. Supposed to look at that map again. It is strange. There's nothing. He should go for a hill or a coastal hill. River and sugar. River and sugar. So he's gonna snatch the cow from us, huh? River and sugar. I don't like the river and sugar. The best spot for a frontal city on one of the hills behind the forest, Nick. Like, get that map one more time. Like, the best spot is... You think so? I would plant on a hill, grab bananas. I would actually plant on, well, he can fit 2 cities, one on the hill for the cow and the sugar and one on the coast. I would fit like 2 more cities there, really. I would fit 2 more cities, depending on what he's planning to do. If he goes for the river, that might tell us that he's aggressive a little bit. But if he's gonna plant not on the river, then that would say that he's planning defensively. That would be good for us, in my opinion. Alright. How are we going to do the moves? I do send this archer to the Milky Way. I'm not entirely sure about the warrior. If the warrior would be here, that would be a little bit unpleasant, wouldn't it? Right, first things first. I want to move the scout here. See what's cooking. And I want to move back. Right, I don't want to give this spearman any crazy. The rest of your comments, I read all of those comments, Nick, unless you put something more that I haven't noticed. 4 comments. Pretty sure Persia only has 1 warrior. Okay. 5th city archer. Pretty sure Persia only has 1 warrior and sent it to protect settler from the barbs, so he's not in our land. 90% sure. Also, if he knows where our capital is, then either he watches the YouTube or someone sold him a map. Okay, good point. But is this warrior? So what? You think that like and clear the map. So you think that I can like go without any protection? You seriously think there's no warrior in here? No warrior whatsoever? It will be a waste losing a settler like this. It was such a huge shame to lose a settler like this. Okay, I'm backing off the scout. I don't want this spearman to shoot on the scout. I don't want the spearman to shoot on the scout, so I'm gonna back it up. There we go. And Shuminator needs to heal as well. Heal up. Alright. And we shall see where he's gonna go. He's gonna plant in here. Mod game, is he playing? I'm not playing a mod game. This is just a play by email. So, we shoot the camp. Or do we shoot the boat? Well, there's no need for the trireme just yet. Yeah, we shoot the boat. We shoot the camp still, right? Let's shoot the camp. There we go. You think this is the starting warrior? Oh, that's probably a good point. Okay, so you think that we can risk it, huh? Alright, fine. So you say we can risk it. Alright, let's step in here. So I can get to the city spot as quickly as possible. So I guess we are all we're agreeing right now with all the new situation. with all the new situation on the map, that I'm planting the iron spot, right? We all agree on that. There's absolutely no doubt about it. We all agree that I plant on the iron, right? Like, absolutely no. Yeah, absolutely on the iron. Early hammers. Get those two cargo ships to my capital as soon as possible. Trireme, cargo ship, worker, and probably a cargo ship. That's gonna be the queue. Okay. Okay, fair enough. So, the worker steps here. This guy steps here. Kill the camp. Get the archers down here. Yeah, get the archer down here. Worker waits. PBM stands for play by email. Good stuff. Brilliante 2 turns and another archer. Cranking out another archer in here, then we can work on the granary, so we can work off those both styles. We need gold desperately. Alright, so that's good, that's good. Now, shooting the camp. Go. Moving to the silver. And yeah, that's basically it in here for the moves. Unmet player has entered classical era. Let's see the map in here. No cities has been shot yet, and Germany is on 51 hammers, but still Germany is the lowest army score. So I don't know what's gonna happen in here, but his capital is on a hill. So I don't know how many chariot archers Byzantine player did crank out and how many more there will be. We shall see how well Byzantine player hopes that he can take Germany's capital in like 3 turns. That's what he wrote. Loop Monkey, you need to send a message to Mr. Nick. Mr. Nick's gonna organize a viewers, a subscriber play by email game. I hope so, at least that he's up for that. And we'll definitely gonna start the game going, I believe, in the closest month at least. So we should be getting a game going like that. Nick's gonna be the moderator. Okay. So what? Do we have anything else to do? Anything to see? Anything to talk about? I think we covered everything in the early comment part. There's not much to do. That's a good point, Nick. Well, is the scout gonna go to Wellington, snatch the worker? I think in the current situation, Nick, no. No, I don't think so, Nick. And I want to see where, basically I want to see where Mr. Persia is going to plant his city. And I do want to have units in here to block off any potential settlers that would like to try to sneak in here. Now, civilian units can't move past military units, so those 2 units can block any additional settlers that will get in here. If I move the scout away and he's actually gonna get a settler in here. No, I don't think so. I think the protection right now, if I'm gonna get archer from Kimono and another archer from Kyoto, then I can move the scout and the warrior. Well, Shuminator can heal. Shuminator can heal right now, and when this archer is gonna get in here, I can move Shuminator and the archer in here, and we can poke and we can poke at this camp, right? This is going to be 1, 2, 3 turns here, and then we're going to have 1, 2, 3 turns, 1, 2, yeah, 2 turns. So maybe like 1 turn of healing, and Shuminator can move. And Shuminator can move, couple with this archer. If we really need to, we can kill the camp relatively easy. I would like to get some diplomacy going with Mr. Itkovian after planting this city. Decide a little bit what's going on. I think Mr. Persia will talk to us after, if like Berlin's gonna fall in 3-4 turns. In either way, if I assume something like this, if Byzantine is gonna take Berlin, then Mr. Persia will think like that it's a good idea to actually ally with us. Now, if Germany is not gonna fall and they will fight, then I assume Persia is gonna be unfriendly with us. I think so, at least, about this. You want me to move? Yeah, I know. Well, I'm not saying that I want to ally with him. I'm just saying that he will want to ally with me. That's what I'm trying to say. Eat Persia. I will leave Shuminator in here for 1 turn. Good night, Krogzar. Yeah, I think 1 turn of healing for Shuminator, because if I'm gonna move the warrior in here, he might attempt to juke. He might attempt to juke me off in here. So if I move here, then he can back up in here. Then I will move back, and then he can step on one of those 2 tiles with the settler. I need to keep Shuminator in here for at least 1 turn. Then we can decide what to do. Then I can try to move in here and see what's gonna happen. Because I don't want him here. He can't take this spot. In the discussion, I sent him this piece of the map. I didn't say that, but I've sent him this piece of the map, so he knows exactly what's in here. Well, he actually scouted this side, right? Anyways, the warrior was here, I think. So he knows about the marble, and I told him I want to plant a city in here. And he still wanted to get here. He still wanted to get here because he thought like, okay, I'm going to plant a city in here. No problem, you can plant a city somewhere in here. I'm like, come on, why would I want to plant a city in here when I can plant a defensive city here? So I'm going to keep Shuminator in here for 1 turn, so the settler shall not pass here. Because he can still settle in here, for example. And that would be like a total disaster if he can fit in a city anywhere on those hills. So, well, I tried to reason with him. That was maybe a mistake, but I did try to reason with him a little bit. Alright, so I guess we're done for this turn then. Nothing more to say. So, the most important part. And you know who's gonna write the chronicle post, Nick, right? Right, Nick? Then we kill it. Nick, this is your responsibility. The chronicle post about this one. Your responsibility. Alright, so thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Best wishes. Yoruus out.